Hi, welcome back to the Collaboration Space. I'm Nancy Lussier, and I'm thrilled to be coming to you live from the Crestron booth at Infocom. And joining me today is Joel Mulpeter from Crestron. Welcome, Joel.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Actually, you're welcoming me into your booth, so thank you.
Thank you for stopping by.
It's been a busy show so far already, the first day.
It's been great. Awesome start to the show.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about building AI-ready collaboration spaces and experiences at scale. So we've been partners a long time in supporting collaboration technology, and we've seen a lot of changes, including, now AI is in everyday use. So our customers may be rethinking how they support hybrid work and AI-enabled productivity.
Yeah.
So can you share with me a little bit about changing customer expectations and how also that affects some IT leader challenges today?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of hype around AI, which is great. It's exciting. People are getting a lot of value out of those tools. What we're really meeting is a moment right now. Like, how do we practically deploy that, right? How do we look at a meeting space that maybe has multiple people, guests coming into the room, not ones that work directly for that company, but guests coming in? How do we support that at scale, right? How do we support that across every country, every region where rules maybe change? So there's a lot going on in that space, but I think ultimately people have a certain experience at a desktop with AI tools that's very personalized, which is great. And they're looking for that in the meeting room experience as well, right? There's certain things they use at that desktop that they want to have in that 10-person meeting, 20-person meeting as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned the meeting room, and I know Crestron has introduced Collab Compute. Talk to me a little bit about why the compute layer is so important right now.
Yeah, so the compute layer, for us with the Collab Compute, we built that product really to scale across different sizes of spaces, to have the right I/O for professional AV deployments as well. But as we talk about the AI layer in that and the compute layer, it was really purpose engineered to make sure that we could support today's AI tools, but also the future AI tools. So on that platform, we focused on supporting the Intel Core Ultra processors, which have dedicated NPUs. Those NPUs are doing that edge AI processing. And as we move forward, there's a lot of AI processing that happens in the cloud, but there's also a lot of reason for that to happen at the edge. For security is one thing, and privacy, but also latency and efficiency. It can be done inside of the room itself on pre-trained models instead of having to go all the way out to the cloud and back again. As we start to talk audio AI with visuals as well, that latency can make for a bad experience. So we're seeing a lot of a push to move that more to at the edge in the room itself, and we want to make sure we have the hardware to support that.
Okay, perfect. And so we want to standardize globally, but we also want to give our teams, different sizes of rooms and different types of spaces to do the work that they need to do. And IT needs to help manage user preferences. So how do we balance all of that?
Yeah, I think AVISPL knows as well as we do, the rooms come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, right? All sorts of different workflows as well, right? Everyone has an expectation of what they're going to get out of that space. We really want to support that through standardized hardware that can scale across those room spaces. So you can have that same consistent core. In the long run, what that ends up resulting in is it allows people to get what they need out of the space, first and foremost. But from a deployment standpoint for AVISPL, it means that you're deploying the same hardware across many types of spaces. That means, lower overheads in training and setup and more confidence that the room's going to work as you expect. And also efficiencies at deployment time as well, right? When you're deploying 100 rooms at a time and they've all got the same core in them, that becomes substantially easier than changing across different room types. For the end user and the experience in the room itself, it does bring a level of consistency for them as well, right? Now, as they walk into every type of meeting space, from a medium room to a high impact, they're met with the same experience, right? So they see the same touch device, they see the same UI, they can have the room do the same things. That consistency is so important with getting people to uptake those rooms and use them on a regular basis. We like to say for a lot of people who are not technology first, you kind of get one shot. If the room doesn't work for them, it's not a great experience, they're not likely to try it again. So we really want to make sure that experience is consistent, serves what they need, and easy for them. And those standardized devices and deployments assist in that.
Yeah, and I heard you say hundreds of rooms. So we have all these rooms live, and I know, we're simplifying the user experience, but it could get a little complex in the back end, when managing these spaces. So how does Crestron help out with that, with the management of all these spaces?
Yeah, so we believe in, we have obviously devices that you set up, you log in and you run them. For single rooms, probably the most efficient way to do it, right? You're going to log into a web interface, you're going to run code on the devices, and you're going to configure them. As that story scales, in the one facility, let's go from one room to say 20 rooms. All of a sudden, there's a lot of efficiency that can come from leveraging cloud services to do that. So that's where products like XIO Cloud from us allow you to speed up deployment by making that easier. So onboarding devices to XIO Cloud and pushing settings to them, but also monitoring them long term as well. So obviously AVI SPL has a lot of services to monitor devices, leveraging XIO Cloud to know what the Crestron devices are doing in there, in conjunction with what you guys do with Symphony and lots of other management tools to bring all of that in one holistic room view is incredibly important from a monitoring standpoint. And then ultimately managing, right? Things change over time. Rooms need updates, rooms need features changed. Again, being able to do that at scale is really important. And as we look at scale, there's scale in one facility, and then there's scale across many sites, maybe in one country. There's also scale across many countries. When the service is happening in one country but supporting others, cloud tools can make that much, much easier than having to be there.
That's another area where we certainly work well together. AVI SPL has, offices around the country and around the world to help support all that cloud management as well. And certainly helping with end-to-end lifecycle services for the customer, design, deployment, managed services. We do it all together.
Exactly, yep.
So in looking ahead, what should IT leaders be thinking about to plan for the future? Because we know we're going to have more changes.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the moment really focusing a lot on those practical AI use cases. So we believe that experience that people are expecting at the desktop to go to the meeting room is probably a pretty big trend at the moment. But also looking at where else AI can come into that equation. So, we like to think of AI in that first pillar of desktop to meeting room, but also in ways that we're using AI to make our products quicker and more efficiently. That's internal to Crestron. But then there's two kind of more pillars of AI that impact the IT group, and that's how AI performs for deployment, right? So using AI tools to speed up deployment. We think that we can use certain tools that could be AI assistants built into products like XIO Cloud or other software tools. It can be things like our auto measure feature that's scanning the room to take away manual measurements and automate that process. Those are all at deployment time things where we're leveraging AI to be more efficient and speed up deployment, which means people can move on to the next room quicker and move to a working room quicker as well. And then there's kind of the third pillar of the AI experiences for the people in the room. That's things like what we do with our our Automate VX products, our presenter tracking and speaker tracking, and our audio tools that are actively applying AI to that meeting room experience. That deployment side, that touches obviously AVI SPL heavily, but the IT groups need to be aware of that as well. It could involve being on the network and scanning rooms and moving AI information around. But then the AI in the room itself, there's obviously information where that scanning pictures of people and stuff like that, and audio that all impacts IT in some sort of way. We do a lot of models at the edge, but there's a lot of stuff that has cloud involvement in that as well. Security and privacy matter.
Absolutely. Joel, a lot of insights. Thank you so much for your time today. I think I need to let you get back to the show because the Crestron booth is certainly full. Thank you for your time.
Great, and thank you so much for stopping by.
You're welcome. And to our listeners, if you're at InfoComm, I invite you to visit Crestron in the Central Hall at C7300, and also visit AVI SPL at C5601 and 5701. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time in the collaboration space. For more information, visit avispl.com/Crestron.